Hello, Marauders. I'm Pinky the Flamingo, and I'm going to teach you about 4.7. Just the basics of it. It's inverse. Are you ready? Here we go. Okay, if I asked you, like, what's the sine of 30, you would just go, oh, I just use my calculator. And I'll just zoom in a little bit. And we'll go sine of 30. There we go. And it says 1/2. Of course, how about I just use my trig sheet also? We could go 30 degrees, 1/2. Okay, and how about I put in sine of 150? So I'll go sine of 150, and it's also a half. Okay, so this was 1/2, and this is 1/2. This section is about inverse. So remember, if I said, okay, inverse, we put the little -1 up there. What angle is 1/2? And you're like, well, there's two answers. So when I go to the calculator and go second sine, it does the inverse, and go, what angle is 1/2? What's it going to tell me? Which answer shall it give me? To be a function, the calculator only gives one answer. It says 30. Huh. It says 30 degrees. Now, why did it do that? Well, it can only tell me one answer. So what the calculator is going to do, on my sheet, I saw sine of 30 was 1/2, but also 150 was 1/2. What it's going to do is it's going to find the quickest answer it can. It's going to look at 0 and say, what answer is closest to 0? And it's either going to go up or down. It's going to go, well, I found one already. Or maybe I'll just look at this. It's going to go, okay, here's sine, 1/2. That's 30 degrees. It's going to go, why do I want to go all the way over here? There's sine to say 150 when I can get one right away. So the calculator is always going to just go up to 90 degrees, pi over 2, or down to -90 degrees if you give me a negative. So if I said -1/2, what angle is this? And that's my dog, because there's a mailman. -1 divided by 2. And so it's going to go -30. Ooh, -30. I could go way down here. There's -1/2. Well, 330. Why did it say 330? Or it could have said 210. Well, once again, what it's going to do, it's going to say -30 because it wants to be as close to 0 as possible. It's going to go, hey, if I just went down 30, that's like 330. Because when I go, okay, there's -1/2. It could say 330 was like, oh, I don't want to go all the way around to 330. How about I just go backward 30 degrees? Down 30, -30. And that's basically what this section is. It's just telling you the calculator is going to grab the fastest answer it can close to 0. So what if I put something a little fancier and said, okay, what is the sine? Well, let me do this. What is, I got to think of my problem here. Sine. Okay, so if I say, what's second sine of, what if I put something in here like sine of 150 degrees? And sometimes when you put in the calculator, I have to go like this. Clear. Second sine. And then I go sine of 150. And sometimes you have to put a second parenthesis to close it up. It says 30. So why did it do that? Because when I go, oh, what's the sine of 150? It's going to go, well, that's a half. Okay. What angle gives me a half? It's going to grab the quickest answer it can, 30 degrees. It says 30. And here's one last one. If I go like second sine of, I put in like sine of 210. We'll close it up. It's going to go, well, what's sine of 210? We could look at our sheet and go, 210 is -1/2. We're over here. 210, -1/2. So it's going to go, oh, this is -1/2. Okay, well, what angle is -1/2? What's the fastest answer it's going to find close to 0? It's going to be right on here. It's going to go, well, these are positive. These are negative. Oh, here it is. 330. Oh, wait, negative 30. So when I put this in, second sine, 210, close it. It goes negative 30. It's just going to say negative 30 degrees. And so that's what this section is. If you do cosine, instead of going up and down, it's going to go all the way across. So why does it do that? Because cosine is x. Remember, x. On this side, x is positive, and this side, x is negative. So see the cosines are positive? If it went down, it's like cosine's still positive. Where's a negative? So it's going to go looking over here. Here we go. Cosines are negative. So sine's going to go up or down. Cosine, your calculator is going to try to go 0 to 180. It's not going to give you like 700 degrees. It's going to find something right away. In tangent, it does it like that. And that's what 4.7 is. Instead of doing paper, you can just punch in the calculator. Sometimes they give you some funny ones, like, what's this? And you have to draw the rectangle out and figure it out. But it's really busy work, so I'm not going to sign it because you could just type it in the calculator and get your answer. That's all. Time to do a test.